Space Invaders TV here on YouTube. Yes, today is November the 18th, 2021. Yes, peace and blessings to you all. And as you all see here, we're gonna get into it and talk about these trials that are going on right now, and the distinction between the both trials and the things we have been seeing thus far, at least on a consistent basis, at least for the past 10 years, consistently. Like, these things have been going on, folks has been having their weapons, and they're shooting unarmed people and claiming to be self-defense. I don't understand it. So we're going to talk about the first case we're going to talk about right now. And both of these cases that we're going to speak about, they're ongoing right now. They're in court. They're on trial right now. And we're going to talk about the Ahmaud Arbery case. He was murdered back in February of 2020, February the 23rd. In 2020, by a father and son, Gregory and Travis McMichaels, down in Brunswick, Georgia. They weren't Gregory and Travis. Gregory is the dad. Travis is the son. They weren't charged. They were released. I mean, no one knew about this for 2 months, and it was a neighbor who actually filmed them gunning down Ahmaud Arbery. Ahmaud Arbery, if you don't know, maybe you heard, or you're not up to speed with it. Ahmaud Arbery, he was jogging, and two men, pretty much, Travis and Gregory McMichaels, pretty much just gunned this gentleman down, ran him down like an animal, and gunned this kid down. Innocent kid just jogging in the neighborhood. Because they said that they suspected he was breaking into a home that no one called the police about or nothing. They said they wanted to talk to him, but if you watch video, these guys had no intention. That father and son, Travis and Gregory McMichael, had no intentions of talking to this young kid, Ahmaud Arbery. He was minding his business, doing a jog. And I'm pretty sure that wasn't Ahmaud's first time jogging in that neighborhood either. So they just thought that no one was looking, and they can go on and do what they do. And they almost got away with it. And I'm gonna tell you, if it wouldn't have been for these cameras, I'm telling you, these camera phones, that's why, a lot of people around the country are getting to see things, these crimes happening real time. Some you have seen on Instagram Live, on Facebook Live, or whatever. Like, people are getting to see these videos real time in certain cases, and sometimes they're still getting to see these videos. You don't have to hear it on the news, and then the news is asking that the police are asking for suspects, if anyone's seen anything. No, a lot of these things you're getting to see who the killers are, who the culprits are, and whatever crime it is, you're getting to see it firsthand. So I'm gonna break this. I'm gonna go through and read the article, so catch you up to speed if you haven't, and if you're not up to speed with this Ahmaud Arbery. So Ahmaud Arbery was shot on February 23rd, 2020, in a confrontation with Gregory and Travis McMichaels. It took more than 2 months for the men to be arrested, along with a neighbor who filmed the death. And let me give y'all the neighbor's name. The neighbor's name was William Bryan Jr. So, and I guess he's been arrested as well too, and he's fighting for his freedom as well too, because of the fact that William Bryan Jr., the one that filmed Gregory and Travis McMichael jumping out with weapons on Ahmaud Arbery, he filmed it. So I guess he never said anything about this crime. He's seen it. and never said anything about it, you know. So let me continue on. I ain't mean to chop y'all off, but just to get you up to speed, it is a third individual that is arrested, and that individual didn't actually pull a weapon or anything, but he was filming this whole killing go down. So okay. Lawyers for Arbery's family have called his death a modern-day lynching. The McMichaels argued that they were defending themselves while trying to make a citizen's arrest. All right. Who's on trial? Gregory McMichael, 65. His son, Travis, 35, and their neighbor, William Rhodey Bryant, 52, were arrested in May last year. Mr. Bryant joined the McMichaels in their pursuit of Mr. Arbery. They each face 9 charges, including murder and aggravated assault. They have pleaded not guilty. All right. Prosecutors have argued racism was a key factor in the case. In an opening statement, lead prosecutor Linda Donowski told the jury all 3 of these defendants did everything they did based on assumption, not on facts, not on evidence. On November the 8th, the jury saw footage from police body camera in the moments just after Mr. Arbery was killed. Prosecutors used the video in court in an effort to undermine the defense's argument that the 3 men were simply trying to detain Mr. Arbery. You had no choice, the elder McMichael is heard telling his son Travis as the first officer approaches. Mr. Arbery is shown on the ground just a few steps away. Despite protests from prosecutors, only one black member is seated on the 12-person jury. Defense lawyers ruled out some African American candidates for the panel, citing their possible preconceived bias on the case under questioning. Prosecutors rested their case on November the 16th after showing jurors graphic photos of Mr. Arbery's shotgun wounds. The defense is employing a 2-part strategy: citizens arrest and self-defense. It was obvious that he was attacked. I'm sorry, let me go back, ladies and gentlemen. It was obvious that he was attacking me, that if he had gotten the shotgun from me, it was a life or death situation. Travis McMichael told the court after choosing to testify at his own trial. He spoke using police terminology at one point, cried on the stand, saying he thought of his son during a confrontation. The attorneys caused controversy late in the trial when one objected the black pastor sitting in the courtroom. Lawyer Kevin Goff called it an attempt to intimidate the mostly white jury. He later apologized for the remarks, which Judge Timothy Wemsley called reprehensible. Judge Wemsley also rejected a mistrial request from the defense, which came after lawyers for the accused argued that Mr. Arbery's mother sobbed in court had unfairly influenced the jury. Now let's talk about Ahmaud Arbery, okay? Because in so many instances when these gun wielding bandits, whether they be officers, whether they be police, if you looked at early videos when I talked about these type of things, I think to me is a difference from a cop and an officer. To me, a cop, what they like bandits. Officers, they hold that badge to a certain degree. That's just my opinion. Okay? And they have respect for their job, and they take their job very seriously, and all they want to do is get back home safely. An officer, they respect that badge. Okay? So a cop, what I call a cop is when you see these guys out here and then they shoot someone and then they say they fear for their life. See, an officer, the difference to me, with an officer is that man is going to be thinking. He's going to think. He's going to think before he pull. He's going to think. He's going to be able to think on his toes and before he pull that gun. And he's going to know that he's making the right decision when he pulls that trigger. Because once again, the officer's just trying to make it home safely. He's trying to get back to his family safe. Okay? A cop, he's just a bandit out here running around just a bandit. He's no different to the so-called crime that he's chasing. So, and then you see, when they shoot innocent people, someone that doesn't really pose them a threat. And they don't have to be an officer. In this case, we talking like the McMichaels. You shoot someone and then you want to claim self-defense. I don't understand. I don't understand. But let me go on and let's explain, because they always try to destroy the character of the victim. They like they try to destroy the character of an unarmed victim. So let's go here. Who was Ahmaud Arbery? A former star high school football player. His father said he often exercised in the area. Didn't I just explain that? We see joggers all the time. And when somebody jogs in a certain neighborhood, they feel comfortable in this neighborhood that they're jogging in, and they're going to often take that same path all the time. So let's continue on. His family has described him as a good, generous young man with a big heart. When Mr. Arbery was in high school, he received 5 years of probation for a first-time weapons charge, and in 2018 was convicted of probation violation for shoplifting, according to Atlanta Journal-Constitutional newspaper. It emerged that in 2017, a Glynn County officer attempted to tase him after he denied their request to search his car at a park. Police body cam footage showed the encounter with officers who said he was in a car in an area known for drug use. He said he was on his day off from work. The taser malfunctioned and he was allowed to leave on foot. How did he die? How did Ahmaud Arbery die? Mr. Arbery was out for an afternoon jog in the coastal city of Brunswick. The elder, Mr. McMichael, a neighborhood resident, told police he believed Mr. Arbery resembled the suspect in a series of local break-ins. Police have said no reports were filed regarding these alleged break-ins. The McMichaels armed themselves with a pistol and a shotgun and pursued Mr. Arbery in a pickup truck through the neighborhood. According to the elders, Mr. McMichael and his son had said, "Stop, we want to talk to you." He said Mr. Arbery then attacked his son. Lawyers for Mr. Arbery's family have said the 25-year-old was unarmed. So we're gonna stop right there, because there's a lot of videos circulating all around, and you can see what what was going on with Ahmaud Arbery, and he was jogging, and these guys jumped out of a truck on him. Is he supposed to stop for you? Does he know you? They're saying that he's supposed to. They wanted to talk to him, and even if you ask him to stop. If he's jogging, he's minding his business. He doesn't have to stop for you. He don't know you, And who says he has to listen to you? Then that also explains why his son Travis McMichael yesterday on on November the 17th, when he took the stand, when Travis McMichael took the stand, it explains why he said in the court he was taught in the National Guard that you pull a weapon, you point a weapon at someone when they don't listen to you, and that will make them listen to you. So that's what he said they taught him. He's full of shit. they ain't teaching you that in the National Guard, to pull a weapon on somebody and that'll make them listen to you. If that is what's going on, if that is really what's going on in the National Guard, now let me tell you something, buddy. Hey, they need to retract and do their training all over. They need to rip up all of that and redo their training all over if that's what's happening. But he's full of shit. Okay, I know people that's been in the National. They're not training you to point weapons at people that don't listen to you. Okay, and who if someone doesn't know you, buddy, Travis McMichael, and you're running down if they're taking a jog down the street, do they have to stop for you? They don't know you. They're just taking a jog. Okay, and you don't approach people with weapons saying you want to talk to them. That's a threat. Okay? You're threatening someone's life in that matter. You approach somebody with guns out, talking about you want to talk to them. What? Come on, man. You know, it's amazing what these people says. Let me go and break down the key footage in the Ahmaud Arbery case right now. Um, a 36-second clip film from a vehicle following Mr. Arbery surfaced publicly on May the 5th, 2020. Okay, this is how the McMichaels ultimately then get arrested. Mind you, I told you, it happened February 23rd, 2020. This is what originally got them arrested, the father and son. A 30-second clip filmed from a vehicle following Mr. Arbery surfaced publicly on May the 5th, 2020. It showed Mr. Arbery trying to bypass a pickup truck ahead of him on the road and then struggling with a man carrying a shotgun. There is muffled shouting and three guns shot. 3 gunshots are heard. A second man with a pistol was standing in the bed of the truck, in the pickup truck. Is there seen standing alongside other armed man with the jogger, no longer in view. The clip, which sparked nationwide outcry, swiftly followed by criminal charges, was leaked at the behest of Gregory McMichael because he thought it would make him and his son look better. 5 days later, footage from a surveillance camera emerged showing a black man in a white t-shirt believed to be Mr. Arbery at a home construction site shortly before the shooting. He is seen walking onto the site and looking around for a few minutes before jogging down the street. So yeah, and this construction site, this home, it was said that a lot of people had been, going by that home and going in there. It was it's the stick build. It was just lumber, and it didn't even have walls. It was just it was just a skeleton of the home, or whatever, as I should say. The frame of the home, I should say. It wasn't fully constructed, so you can see through the home. Um, and you could just walk in. It wasn't nothing in there. It was just the foundation and the frame. That's it. And it was said that many people had showed up to the home and did the same thing that Ahmaud did, just walk through. You figure it's probably a neighborhood, and maybe the house was getting built. Who knows? Maybe it was taking a long time. Maybe people were just inquisitive, just wanting to know what's going on, and maybe Ahmaud was one of them. There was no crime in that. You know, um, if it was trespassing signs up, then that's a crime. But obviously, it was no trespassing signs up, and other people in the neighborhood had been through that same house, and even a neighbor had on November the 16th, Tuesday, November the 16th, it was said that the owner of the home also said that he never called no police about anybody, going onto his property. He never asked the McMichaels to do any security for him. He didn't even know them, you know. So that's that, you know. So it's like these people have guns, and it's like, what gives you the right to want to act as a police officer? And then, like Travis McMichael said, oh, you know, he was reaching for my gun, and if he would have, no, you shot that man, and he went and he was trying to grab the gun from you because you were pointing at him. Travis is in the video. It's in the video. But it's mighty funny how the father souped his son up to go do this crime here. And now they're both on the stand fighting for their life. Common case here. They wanted to take the law into their hands. How you going to do a citizen arrest on somebody that you don't even have no real proof on of doing anything? So how you doing a citizen's arrest on someone? How you accusing somebody of doing something that you never seen them do? How you trying to apprehend somebody and you're not the law, really? Even retail stores and retail all around the country right now, you see people running in stores just snatching stuff and going out, and the managers or salesmen or customer service, but they can't do anything Because by law, once that person runs out of your store and they really step off of that curb, you're not supposed to even pursue them. So what a lot of companies are doing, just all in general now, is not, before you used to, I worked in retail, so I can say this, and I know, and I was management in retail for years, so I can tell you, like, when you're pursuing someone, if you see somebody stealing, by law, you're not even supposed to chase them, because then there's danger. So what you're supposed to do is call the authorities and give them the best description that you can. Before it was, I mean, it was a thin line. And then you can't even block them from leaving. If you see someone stealing in the store, you can't even block the doors, because then, by law, and this was told from law enforcement. So when we had training on that as well. So this was told from law enforcement. If you even block the doorway of someone you may see stealing in the store, that's like you're holding them hostage. You're blocking them from leaving. You can't do that. That's against the law. See, there's little things, and if people and see, some of these people today, what's going on, they know this stuff today. They're knowing it now. So that's why you see, like, it was something, footage surfaced late last week, that around the 14th, the 13th, or the 12th of November, it was some footage that surfaced where it was some folks, I don't want to name the state, but they, because I don't remember offhand, but they were like stealing washing powder, detergent, clothing, to wash your clothes. They were stealing. I mean, they had a bunch of it, and the managers were just standing on the curb watching them load it up. And one of the employees of the store wanted to, and I think I want to say it was the Walmart. It was a Walmart. It was a Walmart. It was early morning. It was maybe like between 7 and 8 in the morning, and these people were loading up a van. They didn't have no license plate on their van or nothing. Actually, it was two cars. They didn't have no license plate on their vehicles or nothing. All they had was the description, which would have been enough for the police, and they had the color of the vehicles. But again, the manager was standing right there watching them put it in. He couldn't do anything, because by law, and then for safety reasons, it could go bad. You could get hurt. So again, I didn't mean to go off course for a minute, but I'm always trying to make a correlation, to trying to explain something to you. So how do you think you're doing a citizen's arrest, and you're trying to apprehend somebody that you don't even have proof that they did anything? Because the McMichaels claim, when the son Travis McMichael sat on trial yesterday, he claimed on November the 17th, 2021, he claimed that there was break-ins in the neighborhood. Vehicles were getting broken into. Well, the police said they had no record. They had no calls about nothing happening in the neighborhood like that. And nobody reported anything like that. But Travis McMichael claimed his vehicle was broken into multiple times, so much so that he just stopped locking his car and just left it open and said, hey, have at it. That's what he's saying. But people would like to trump up a lot of things to make their case, stick, and reasoning why you shot someone. You didn't know. Ahmaud Arbery didn't do anything to you. You didn't even know him. If you wanted to question the man, you don't approach him by screeching up on him in the truck and jumping out with weapons. That's posing a threat. And then you think he's supposed to sit there and talk to you. He don't even know you, for one, and then you jumping out on him, and then you not know that he's a black man, and do you not know that he not knowing that what's been going on around the country with black men getting shot innocently? So you think he's supposed to just sit there, and then you pulling out a gun, and he's not supposed to fight for his life? So you just wanted to shoot him down as you did, like an animal, Travis McMichael and Gregory McMichael. And then you walked away from the scene, and no one never questioned y'all, the police or anything. Y'all just walked away, and y'all thought that no one was going to find out. Y'all just don't know about technology, huh? People have cameras on their homes. There's cameras everywhere you may think they're not. Cities are installing cameras in certain areas around their cities. Neighborhoods may be paying for neighborhood security in that manner. you know, neighborhood watch is no more just somebody looking out the window. They may be paying for cameras in their neighborhood. Yeah. Things that people don't know. So these people have guns. Then they want to claim, like the McMichaels, they're claiming that they feared for their life. How do you fear for your life and you startle somebody else with a weapon? I can never understand this mess. I can never understand this at all. I can never understand this at all. And then you have people crying wolf about their gun laws and gun rights and everything of that nature. No. No one's trying to. You know what the problem is? If you carrying guns, you have to be respectful when we have weapons. Okay, you just can't be pulling out weapons just because you have a license to have a weapon. What your people are gonna do? You're gonna mess up your rights to carry a weapon. Everyone that has the rights to carry a weapon, you're gonna mess it up, and they're gonna really strip you guys from having a license. And don't think that they're not trying to figure that out. You're gonna strip your rights from having weapons because of this reckless behavior. You know, it's like you guys are worse. You know, guys, you guys that don't use your head with the license. You're making it worse for those that have the license. You're making it worse. You're gonna make it worse because you're just as bad as guys running around with no license to have a weapon and just shooting. You know, there's too many people carrying guns that's fearful of everything. And I'm trying to figure out why the hell are you outside if you fearing anything? Cause not even a gun securing you. If you scared, keep your ass in the house. That's what I'm trying to figure out. Cause everybody's crying that they scared, and you pull a gun out on a person and you scared that they gonna take the gun from you and kill you. But it's okay for you to point a gun at somebody, but it definitely won't be fun when a rabbit got the gun, huh? These people are something else. And it's the same thing going on in the Kyle Rittenhouse. Okay? And the Kyle Rittenhouse is the Kenosha shooter. Now, before we go into the Kyle Rittenhouse, some people might say, hey, why he was with that AR-15? What was he doing with that assault rifle walking down the street and everything like that? Well, Wisconsin gun laws, you know, you can have a rifle and everything and walk down the street in the crowd in that manner, like it was protests going on. You can have your assault rifle in that state. You can walk down the street. You got your license. You can walk down the street with a shotgun. Yes, you can, but you can't point it up at people. That's their laws. Every state. That's why it says United States of America, because every state around the country has their own laws. You know, they have how they interpret and everything. They have their own laws. My question is, I'm trying to figure out how did Kyle Rittenhouse, Antioch, Illinois, and how did you come across the border from Antioch, Illinois into Kenosha? Why? You didn't live there. So I'm trying to figure out you coming across state lines. And let me see something here. I'm trying to see how far it is. I'm trying to see, get this real quick, how far Antioch, Illinois is from Kenosha. It's 33 minutes. They saying it's 33 minutes, 21 miles. So Antioch, Illinois is 21 miles from Kenosha. Because they say it's just, you know, so he's not far from the border of Wisconsin. Kenosha, Wisconsin. Okay? That's how far he is from Antioch, Illinois is from Kenosha, Wisconsin. Just 33 minutes, 21 miles, they're saying here. Okay? So, my thing is at this point, you know, at that point, I was trying to figure out, well, how did you, what now, is there a law? What's the law with traveling across state lines? with a weapon. Because, you know, you may can come from one state with a, you can have your stuff, you can come from one state with a weapon, you may be able to have it there and have it, like, no, like, different, it's just different laws. I'm not even about to jump all into these gun laws like that, but it's different laws, different states. What you may do in your home state, you cannot do in a neighboring state. That's all I'm just trying to say. Make it plain and simple like that. You know, so I'm just trying to figure out, like, obviously it must not be no law for him to travel from his state. Regardless if it's 33 miles, you still going into another state. So obviously it must not be no type of law of him traveling into another state with a weapon, you know, and a weapon of that magnitude. It was said that that Kyle Rittenhouse, he was the shooter in Kenosha, you know, Wisconsin last year. It was said that his mother bought him, dropped him off. But they're saying no, no, his mother did not drop him off. His mother is saying she did not know where he was, what he was doing the night of that shooting. Let me get here for a minute, yo, so I can break this down. Yeah, so his mother is like, she didn't know where he was at the night of that shooting. And my thing is, you know, he was a teenager, and I'm trying to figure out, like, why did this teenager, Kyle Rittenhouse, why did he feel the need to go to this place with this gun? Like, why did you need to go there with that AR-15? Who were you securing? You don't live there. They said his father and his grandfather or something lives there, but I'm saying, why would you put yourself in that situation during a riot or protest or whatever what was going on? Why would you put yourself there? People have to understand, just because you have the right to carry, you still have to be responsible when carrying the weapon. You have to be responsible. These people are being irresponsible and then hide behind the fact that they have the right to carry a weapon. You know, they're messing it up for all of us. They're hiding behind the fact that they're able to carry a weapon. They're doing things because it's their rights. But then it's like you're violating other people's rights. Because then because you want to claim that you fearing for your life all of a sudden. So when I make the correlation between this Kyle Rittenhouse case and Travis and Gregory McMichael, the murderers of Ahmaud Arbery, these two cases, they're sitting here crying wolf. They're sitting here crying about they fear for their life. Now, how the hell does somebody with not only a handgun, two people with weapons, Travis and Gregory McMichael, father and son, one has a shotgun, a rifle, which the son had the rifle, and the father with a hand. How do you fear for your life? It's two guys against one guy that's not weaponless. How you fearing for your life? How you fearing for your life when you startled somebody when you were the boogeyman? How does the boogeyman fear for his life when you are scaring people? I'm confused. And then you got this young kid, Kyle Rittenhouse. Now, you in Kenosha and you running around and you walking around and you lied to people the whole night. You were telling people you were EMT, and I'm confused because I'm like, well, what EMT y'all got in Wisconsin? I know everybody got their own laws, but what EMT runs around with an AR-15? Who you securing? Like, you, how are you helping? You know what I'm saying? What is you talking about? You know, this kid went there. I feel like he's a young kid, just ignorant. He went there thinking and trying to perpetrate something. He tried to play the game. He thought that this was Call of Duty or something. He thought that this was one of them games that he can just go around and mess around and shoot people, or knowing that he gonna walk the street. He knew. He was smart enough to know that he walking with that gun like that, and him being young, and you know, because it was said other people had their shotguns and things, their assault weapons, protecting their businesses. But you have no business there, young man, at all. So you're walking the streets and you're not protecting a business. So people are wondering, you're posing a threat in that manner. You're causing more uproar when someone sees you just walking around with this weapon. And it's like, okay, this is different. People are not stupid. They know when things are, this is, okay, we know people can have their weapons. We're not jumping on them people, but what are you doing? Like, first of all, you're all out of place. You're in somewhere that's not your residence. You don't live in Kenosha. You may have family members there, Kyle Rittenhouse, but you didn't live there. Okay, you came there and causing and presenting a issue. You know, and you instigated something by you coming with a weapon, and however you were presenting yourself in them streets that made those people turn to you and look to you like, what is this fool doing? And they were trying to get you out of there and talk to you. So then one of the gentlemen chases you, Kyle. Yeah, Joseph Rosenbaum was the first guy that you killed. So you chase him, and when you chased him, I'm sorry. Let me retract. I'm sorry, you didn't chase him. Joseph Rosenbaum chased you, Kyle Rittenhouse. Okay. So he chased you. You ran between two vehicles. Nobody was around. And then you turn and you shoot him. You shot him 3 to 4 times, I believe. Why? You should have you had an AR-15. When you shot him that one time below his abdomen, that was it. That should have been it. He was already dropped. If you know what type of weapon you have, boom. I don't care where you hit a person with that, you're going to stop him. But if you would have hit him in the leg, that would have dropped him. He would have stopped chasing you. Then we could have, it could have been some siding with you. But then you say you ran after you shot him 3 or 4 times, then you ran to the police. Okay, they showed the aerial view. They show every angle of you running. They had the drone footage. They show every angle live, recorded angle of you. How they tracked your run, and then tracked when you retracked and ran back, the way you was running from and ran toward the police. So my thing is, why didn't you run to the police before that? If you really was fearing your life and you thought, why didn't you run to the police before that? Why did you run away from where the police were at? You claimed where they were at. You ran away from them. And then when you got him between 2 cars because you thought nobody was around in that area, and then you shot him. Then you run off, and then you run to the police. And now this is where the cry wolf comes in. Oh, I thought he was going to take my gun and then shoot me and kill me. How do you think that? So you were scared that somebody's going to take your weapon. So you see what I'm saying? These 2 cases, it's like the previous shootings, it was like they all used the same thing. I feared my life. Now it's these 2 cases, I fear my life, and they're running parallel to each other. These cases are going on at the same time, okay? The trials are going on at the same time. These people are saying, oh, I fear my life. I thought he was going to take my gun. Before he would have took my gun, I had to shoot him. That is the lamest damn excuse that you can make with a weapon. If you that fearful of someone taking something from you, for one thing, stay in the house. Stop going in the harm's way and thinking just because you got a weapon that's going to make people back down, okay? Because it's not, all right? People still, if you approach them with a weapon and you're trying to take their life, they got the right to defend their life. The only thing they got to fight with is their bare hands and their limbs, their hands and feet. That's the only thing they can fight with. You come into somebody with a weapon and you think that you folks think that they supposed to bow down, and that is the thought process, and that is the process when you listen to these 2 cases. That's what you hear. If you peel back the layers and step back, these people believing that they have a privilege, that they can just shoot to kill because they have a weapon and it's their American right. No, there's still laws. You cannot just be approaching somebody with a weapon out talking about you want to talk to them and don't think. You can't judge what somebody's reaction is going to be. So if you're not a people person and know how to approach people, you shouldn't have never, if you want to talk to somebody, there's nobody on this damn earth talking to somebody with a daggone weapon. If you want to ask them a question, you just not approaching people with guns. That ain't happening all day, every day. So one, you are instigating and you are provoking a issue. You're provoking an issue because let's just say Ahmaud Arbery had a gun on him and he knew how to use it and he knew how to protect himself and he knew how to maneuver. Let's just say that happened. Let's just say that he had a weapon on him and you had no idea. And you jumped out on that man with them weapons and he felt threatened. He would have shot you, Travis McMichael, and your daddy, Gregory McMichael. And guess what? He could have got off because it was videotape showing that. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen, because it was a videotape showing that his life was in danger. So yes, if you, Gregory and Travis McMichael, would have jumped out on Ahmaud Arbery and he had a gun, he then could have shot and killed you. Yes. See, people gotta be mindful of what they do. You don't know what you do, but you think because you have rights to carry guns. This is a prime example. Just because you had a right to carry, there's still laws. You just can't be just being a cowboy out here, man. Okay? And then another thing. So we go back to Kyle Rittenhouse. If this gentleman was chasing you and you were really there on them streets of Kenosha, Wisconsin to help protect the people there, wouldn't it have been right for you to go to the police and say, hey, here, because you do have the right to carry your weapon, you know. So wouldn't it be right to say to the police, hey, where can I help at? Where do you need me at? Where can I go and assist? You know, and let yourself and your presence be known. If you're coming in to help, let the presence be known, okay? Because I understand what your laws is there. So now it's about securing yourself completely, and you going to the police and saying, hey, I'm here, I'm such and such, I'm Kyle, this is me, blah, 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 I'm from such and such, I have my weapon, I'm here to just help any way that I can. You know, I'm not trying to pose no threat to anybody. What can I do? Where can I be stationed at? And stay in a spot. Why are you walking around? Stay in one location. Don't why are you walking through the streets like you're big bad? So that people are already in the uproar. There was protest going on, and then you had others that were supposed to have been looting and rioting. Supposedly that's what they were saying. But why are you adding to it? But see, that's the immaturity, that's the young, and I can't even say that because a lot of these people, some of these people with that mentality, these people, you know, they got these weapons for the wrong reasons, and it's all evident that they all are scared. That's why they have these weapons, and they so damn scared that they don't need to have these licenses, and there needs to be something else done with that because these people are harming people. And let's look at this Kyle Rittenhouse and let's look at Ahmaud Arbery. Now, these are two cases. These are two different cases. A black man, Ahmaud Arbery, was gunned down in Georgia, Brunswick, Georgia, by Travis McMichael and Gregory McMichael, father and son. And on this case here was Kyle Rittenhouse, a young kid up here in Kenosha, Wisconsin. He shot 3 white guys, you know. So as you see, that, like, at this point, it has nothing to do, it ain't got nothing to do with race, you know what I'm saying? These people are going at it and they're talking about gun laws. They're scared that they're getting their rights. Like, when they're looking at this Kyle Rittenhouse, you have people that are really thinking that if he loses this trial, then they're losing their American rights. You're full of shit. Okay, you know that all of these cases going down, it's gonna ultimately cause some stiffer penalties that where every one of you guys that have the license as well, you're gonna cause it for all of us to have a problem with the licensing. You're gonna cause all of us to could possibly lose our licensing because of reckless behavior. You know, because all this sends is a message of, see, that's why regular people shouldn't have guns. That's why law enforcement should only have guns, even though law enforcement is reckless too. It's like they just some of them need rubber bullets. They don't need real guns. So it's like, everyone is making this thing. We have the wrong people. There's a lot of the wrong people that have these licenses. for the wrong reasons. They're no better than a regular person that can't get a gun license. They have the same mentality. Some of them. Some people have no license and no gun license, and they still not trying to be reckless. They just, for whatever past issues, you can't get a license. So, but they're still not being reckless. They just still want a piece to protect their family. So I can't say you're just as bad as all, because not even some people that may not have it, they still not out here wielding a gun. They just want the protection, and they just doing what they gotta do. I mean, you got these people out here, man, that's just, they got the license and they think they got the right to kill. They had the wrong idea, man. So I'm gonna wrap this up by saying this, man. Stop running into the fire. Okay? Stop running into fire. Stop trying to, just because you have a license to carry the gun or whatever, just because your state laws may be whatever it is concerning weapons, stop thinking that you can still just run out here and just shoot people and ain't gonna be no repercussions. Because you're gonna have your day on the stand whether you think you're gonna get off or not. But it's gonna get stiffer and stiffer. It's gonna get stiffer and stiffer. And I believe both of these cases, they're both going to jail. Kyle Rittenhouse is going to jail. And even though the judge acting in a weird manner, but I think he's just putting on for the camera, and I think he's just trying to smooth it over because he know this young boy is ignorant, and he's just trying to make him comfortable in the court. Now, if you look at Kyle Rittenhouse in the court, he looks kind of a little comfortable because he thinks he has the judge on his side. But I think that judge is going to slam the hammer on him and shock the holy shit out of him. Because what he failed to realize is you still committed a crime. So he's going to get shit. Those guys down in Brunswick, Georgia, the Gregory McMichael and Travis McMichael and all parties involved, y'all said nothing. A lot of people are going to, it's blood on y'all hands, and it's going to be some hell to pay. They going to jail. Only thing they fighting for, they just sitting on the stand. They just in court. They just in court because, it's due process. They just listening to you. Because you're going to jail. I don't even know what you fight for. They trying so hard that the lawyers for William Brody, whatever his name is, William Bryan Jr., his lawyer, they're sitting there saying things because Ahmaud Arbery's mother cried in court. Her son. She's got to listen to this, man, and see pictures of her son lying with bullets in him. Her son. So they're trying to get a mistrial or whatever because of that. They're trying all types of things. So much so that one of the lawyers was saying something about because Jesse Jackson was in the courtroom. Like, they're trying everything. They have no win, so they're trying everything. You can't win. You guys let those two jerks walk off and didn't do anything about it. You let them kill that young boy in the street, and y'all let them walk off. All parties down there involved in that gonna have to pay for that. Okay. All right. So they're going to jail. They're just talking. They're just letting you get your stuff out, but you're going to jail. And that's just that's it for me, ladies and gentlemen. I wanted to talk about this Kyle Rittenhouse and Gregory and Travis McMichaels and this William Bryan Jr., the murderers of Ahmaud Arbery. I just want to talk and make a correlation to like how these cases are going and the mindset and why these people are just, they just think that, and then they think, oh, we lose these cases, we're going to lose our gun rights. No, you're full of crap. You guys thinking that you can just go around because you have licensing and the law, you learned the law, a little bit of the law of your state for what you want to fit you for your rights to carry. And then you think that you can just do what you want to do. No. You can't just be jumping out on unarmed people and killing people just because. And I'm still trying to figure out why did this young man come across state lines? What's the law against that? Traveling across state lines with an assault rifle. So I'm thinking up there in Antioch, Illinois, like he can just freely walk the streets there with a weapon too. Because I'm damn sure he ain't walking downtown Chicago. You ain't walking downtown Chicago and no riot with no shotgun, like no assault rifle like that. I don't care what. So I'm trying to figure out. So what is it? Something different up there in Antioch, Illinois? You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to figure that out. So what's the laws of you traveling across the state lines into another? You traveling across state lines, going into another state, and doing a crime like that. You know, like I said, he provoked that. You walk those streets. If you really wanted to help them people, you should have went to a business owner. You should have went to the police that were out there and said, "Hey, what can I set up at? I'm just here to help." Go to some business owners. Stay in front of that business. Now, somebody approaches you and tries to threaten you, then by the laws there, you have every right. But again, I'm still trying to figure out how somebody come from another state and come into that state. What is that? What is the law on that? Like he wasn't a resident in that state. So again, it's going to be interesting. The jury is deliberating right now on the Kyle Rittenhouse. So maybe today, maybe tomorrow. Today is November the 18th, 2021. Maybe Friday, November the 19th, 2021. Maybe we may hear the verdict. Okay. So yeah, that's it for me. This is Space Invaders TV. I'm your guy, Rashawn, aka Looker. Make sure y'all share the page. Make sure y'all like it. Don't just hold this information for yourself. These conversations I have, I say it over and over again. It costs you nothing to share. Share the page. Subscribe. It costs you nothing. I'm asking you nothing. All I want is the things that in conversations we talk about here. Share it out. I talk about local, national, and world issues and events. So make sure y'all share it out. That's my time. I'm your guy. I'm your host, Rashawn, aka Looker, Space Invaders TV. I'm gone.